This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
Hello, my friend. This is A Time to Care the Caregivers podcast, and I'm your host, Isabel Melgarejo. How are you? How are you feeling? We're about to close the year. This is the last month. I know this is a very different month from the rest of the other months in the year because we are closing the year. We are in a holiday season with lots of parties. Lots of events going on around. I just want to know, how are you feeling today? Were you able to accomplish your goals throughout the year? I want to talk about that today. Let's get started. I just finished a challenge. The name of the challenge was Get It Done Challenge. I'm recording this on November 15, and the challenge lasted a week. So I started on the 10th, today's the 15th. We're about to finish the year. And I want to talk about this because at the beginning of the year, we usually make a lot of plans, we make a lot of goals, and then right as the year is about to end, we worry about not accomplishing anything. And for the past month, I've seen lots of people posting on social media, like how my dreams were at the beginning of the year, how they're going, and they're going terrible. And if we're posting these kinds of things, it's because we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. I'm not here to tell you to do the things that you want to do. I'm just letting you know that you need to let go things. It is true. I didn't accomplish a lot of the goals that I had for this year. I didn't write a book, and I didn't even start it. I didn't even start writing the book. I don't even have a title, and probably that's not how you start, but I didn't do that. I didn't do a TED Talk, and I didn't even start looking for that opportunity. I also didn't expand the business as much as I wanted. I didn't reach out to as many people as I wanted. People like you. That really breaks my heart. And as we're closing the year, and as I'm coming with all these thoughts about how many things that I said I would do and I didn't do, or I haven't done yet, it can actually have such a huge impact on how you feel. When we don't accomplish what we said or what we wanted to do, we feel defeated. And that's how I feel. I feel defeated. Because I feel this way, I want to reach out to you because probably there were things that you wanted to do and they just didn't happen. Maybe you wanted to be more proactive about your mental health or more proactive about your physical health. Maybe you wanted to lose some weight or you wanted to, whatever it is it was. And maybe you accomplished it. And if you did, good for you. I'm so happy that you did. But if you don't, and you already know that that's not going to happen, then I can only tell you one thing. It's okay. Let it go. You're not a bad person for not accomplishing those goals. you are not to be blamed, and you're still loved, and you're still valuable. Just because we don't accomplish what we want, it doesn't mean that our value as human beings disappear. That just doesn't happen. And I'm going to tell you something, because when we have all these goals and we don't accomplish all of them, I think we need to go back and read about those that we did accomplish. And we need to start by paying attention to what we have accomplished, to what we have already achieved, and what we already have. And be grateful for those things. And as I go back, I started writing my annual goals when I was probably 15 or 16. Some years I haven't written them. Some years I have just skipped them. And for the past 2 or 3 years, I have changed the way in which I write my goals. And that has been terrible news for me, because I have been writing more of what I would want to achieve in less time. That's not working for me. Probably for other people it works pretty good, but it doesn't work for me. When I started writing my goals, I would write goals. I would start with a 10-year span. Like what would I like to achieve in 10 years? Once I had that vision for the next 10 years, I would have shorter vision for 5, then another one for 3, another one for the upcoming year. And when I was writing the goals for the year that was going to running, I would be very conscious about it. I would know what I had to focus to achieve my goals in 10 years. And when I go back and read my goals from the time that I was 20 or 18 or 25, and I have seen that I have accomplished most of my goals, then I have a lot of happiness in my heart because I have achieved those goals. When we pay attention to what we have accomplished over time, then a lot of that pressure goes away. Because sometimes we see that we don't achieve the goals that we want in the time frame that we said we were going to achieve them. But over time, we can actually see the progress, and we can actually see how much we have grown. I don't journal often. Actually, I stopped journaling a long time ago. I don't keep track of things. I know some of you journal and actually take time every day to do it, and that's amazing. I don't do that. But the way that I keep track of my life is through the goals that I have and the ones that I have written over the years. And what I can say is that a lot of goals, I have achieved a lot of them. And when I go back and I read them, I can actually see the progress. And when I see that progress, that gives me the idea that I'm on the right track. That maybe this year was not the year to accomplish a lot. Maybe this year was a year of discovery, of self-acceptance, of discovering the world and connecting with people, of creating awareness. And that's okay. I need to accept the things the way they are. And maybe next year, I will be better prepared to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. If you didn't achieve your goals, that's okay. We can expect some things to take longer than what we wish they would. And I think life usually teaches us what we need to learn at the right moment when we need to learn it. So let's take this month and think about what we are learning from these experiences. And if you journal, maybe take this time to think about that, to to give it a thought about the things that you have been learning through experience and through other people. What are your thoughts and what is going to be the journey for next year? And with those learnings, maybe you will be, well, not maybe, you will be better prepared for next year because you will have that knowledge. With that knowledge, chances of failing are less. Go ahead, think about those goals that you either achieved or you didn't, especially the ones you didn't achieve. And think about all the things that you learned from not achieving them. So when you try either tomorrow or next year or sometime, you're better prepared for that. Wishing you a very, very fun rest of your day. Talk to you next week. And by the way, please take some time to review this podcast. I would really appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time.